Good day, everyone. Welcome to FireFly Moon Tarot, the tarot channel for all things relating to your moon sign and the moon cycles. Thank you for returning to me, or if this is your first time, thank you for joining us today. So I am going to start off with the fire signs for this full moon in Leo. Just going to cleanse your space real quick, please, spirits. Allow only that energy for the highest good of all fire signs. Now, if you're new to my channel, like I said, this is going to be your moon sign, and this is the full moon in Leo, so this is related to you fire signs. Now, I don't read just the fire signs as a whole. I will get that energy, and I will provide that energy for all fire signs, but then I'm going to go into each individual zodiac of the element of fire. I will include an inspirational card and advice from your spirits or the universe for each. Well, the inspiration is for all of fire. It's just a little bit something extra. And then advice is going to go for each one. Now I'm going to start off by, as I kind of shuffle through these cards, I am going to start off by talking about this full moon in Leo, which is actually going to be, it's referred to as the Queen's moon. Now, it's not just that this full moon is in Leo. Each one of us were born under a specific moon cycle sign. So if you were born actually under the moon of the Queen moon, this is going to be even more true for you. Now, something special about this moon is it inspires, because it is the queen, and the queen is part of the ruler of the kingdom besides the king. Now, the king tries to dominate over the kingdom, where the queen usually provides a sense of inspiration to the kingdom. So they rule through the heart. And it is, as kind of the saying goes, is any overbearing fool can order people around, but it takes someone with a Leo energy to inspire people to want to do something of their own volition. And it's not just Leo, I mean, in this sense, because there is the male aspect of this as far as the moon's concerned, and then there is the female. The female is the full moon aspect of it. Now, this doesn't relate to you, whether it's gender specific. It's just giving off of the energy of the moon. So during this time of this Queen's moon, find that if you, it will inspire leadership. You will want to take on certain aspects and roles in a certain social structure in which you possibly did not feel comfortable doing before. Now, if you are not the leader type, though these are all fire signs, so I'm assuming somewhere deep down in you, there's always a bit of a leader sign. Maybe Sagittarius, not so much. This is going to come out in you offering praise to a leader. Now, it doesn't have to be, obviously, getting down on your knees, but doing something thoughtful for the queen mother in your life. That will be how this plays out. Now, it is just, in general, a time of leadership, a time of inspiration. You're finding that you want to lead people, or you want to be you want to take on that role in a social structure. So, I mean, it's got a little bit of the authoritarian, authority type energy, but it is from a place of inspiration again. And the queen is ruled by the heart over the head. And if you are dealing, if this is a cross watcher and you are dealing with someone who is a fire sign, just know that they appreciate honesty. Queens do appreciate honesty. It's not criticism. It is going to be more of a compassion. Just don't be mean about anything. Just they don't mind being, offered advice. So as that fell out, I'm going to start doing the general energy for all the fire signs. Now, my favorite quote regarding this this moon comes from Theodore Roosevelt. Power undirected by high purpose spells calamity, and high purpose by itself is utterly useless if the power to put it into effect is lacking. So this balance, there's a balance that needs to be played right now, because you may want to, in this leadership position and this charisma and this inspiration, you may just want to go out and, drive the boat. But don't drive the boat just to drive the boat. Where are you driving the boat? Why do you want to drive the boat? who's on your boat. Okay, so the overall energy, I've got all the cards now. Again, with the Good Tarot, I only read the uprights. Oops. See how I'm going to adjust this so we can get a little bit more positive space here. Sorry, I apologize. Bear with me. Community may be important right now. Okay. Now, I'm also changed up the aspect because I found that the way that I did this before really helped. Now, I will show you these cards. Okay. Now I'm going to go and pull the cards for each individual sign. So that says Aries starting out. Aries obviously has a lot to say. Two cards jumped out right off. Two major arcanas jumped out right off the bat. Okay, I will tell you overall fire energy. What we have here so far is the High Priestess, the Six of Earth, the Nine of Fire, and the King of Water. All right. Now, next up, Leo. This is your moon. Leo, what do we have? Spirit guide us for their highest good during this very inspirational, powerful moon. You know, maybe you don't have to do things yourself right now. You can get other people to do it for you, right? Let's see if I can focus this in a little bit better. Like how to use that energy, right? So we're starting off with the Leo. Okay. And I'll let you know the Aries. Oops, yep. And Leo, thank you very much. And we're Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what messages do we have for you from Spirit at this time for the full moon in Leo? Now, if any of you are interested in astronomy, just to let you know, also there is a green comet passing through our solar system at this time. If you are in the northern hemisphere, you should be able to see it around February 1st and 2nd with the naked eye. Okay, you've got more than 3 cards. That is fine. I will take what Spirit wants to tell me or tell you. For the rest of you, binoculars for the whole, there should be another couple weeks that it's in our solar system if you are interested in that type of energy. All right, thank you very much. All right, Spirit. Next up, what is the advice card for each? Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that after. Okay, so I'm going to start off now by talking about all the energy for all fire signs. Now, as I mentioned, we have the High Priestess. We have, in this case, the Nine of Fire, the Six of Earth, and we have a King of Water. Very interesting. Something I feel like what we need right now, like kind of to balance out so we don't get over our keel ahead of ourselves as fire signs. I didn't mean to use our possessive, the possessive, but Leo, or not Leo's, fire signs. What you will need at this time to balance yourself out, because this is a very strong leadership driven type of energy, and it is supposed to be about leading from your heart, not your mind. Now the King of Water just reinforces a certain sense of stable compassion. I think it will help balance it out so you're not giving yourself overtly to too many people, and that, like it says, like the Queen will rule as far as her power, you know, kind of the boundaries of her power, where a king tries to dominate and overtake sectors and things outside their power. Now, the King of Water is the most kind of compassionate out of all the kings. There's an indifference that comes from the King of Earth. There is definitely an arrogance that comes from the King of Fire. And there is a coldness or a detachment that comes from the King of Air. Now, he's also a very intelligent creature, and he is sympathetic. It just an ability to detach his things. Where he here, you know, although he can use, you know, like you would think of Poseidon or something like that, like, you know, the power of the water can be just as strong and brutal. But I think it really is about balancing out the energy right now. Now, this High Priestess, it's, I think this is beautiful. I haven't, you know, this is my first time actually this is the first time this card has come out for me, and I've had this deck for a while now. Now, maybe that's just my mind selectively deciding that this is the first time I've seen it, but I feel like this is the first time. And I like that it is about the moon cycles even underneath here. You know, you have your waxing and your waning, or I may be saying that backwards. I'm looking at it backwards. And then your full moon in the center, or your new moon. It could be either or, you know, depending on how you view it. She's just so, like, she doesn't have time for, like, look at her eyes. Someone is like trying to explain to her how something is done, or trying to explain the way things are, and she's just looking at him like, I have no time for you. This is just, you really believe, like, you know, just utter, I don't want to say disdain, but utter, like, looking at someone as though they're just ignorant about something. And this person's about, like, looks at them, gives them just a stern look, doesn't have to say anything, and turns around and walks away. You know, I feel this High Priestess is that there's something that you are highly aware of, fire signs, at this time. And it was a struggle possibly to get to this point where you're able to understand the truth of something. Maybe you didn't want to believe the truth of something. Maybe this is very interesting. Oh, I didn't even know, I'm just going back to him. I didn't even notice he has his trident right here as well. I mean, look at the way that he's inviting this fish in, you know? And this goes with, I feel that leadership thing. Like, you can get people to do what you want. Like, you lead, you know, inspiring people to do something of their own volition. Sorry, I'm trying to not get this to focus, not to set this focus. Oh, well, it's unfortunate. Okay. Maybe, yeah, like, she has the answers, she just doesn't share them, you know, like, I feel like some of you, I hate to say it, and this is kind of like a sarcastic kind of vibration that I'm getting, is some of you have spirit guides around you, and some of them, and this isn't whether it's animal or human, angels, you have someone around you that has been watching you struggle through things, just wasting your time doing things that you shouldn't be doing, and going down holes you shouldn't be going, like rabbit holes that you shouldn't be going down, and letting people take advantage of you in a sense. And that's where some of this burden is coming from, I feel, because you're not standing in what you know to be truth, and you're not presenting your opinion, your ideas, your state of mind. I mean, this could be a family situation even, that you feel like your family isn't listening to you or taking into account your best interests. And I feel like your guides have been showing you signs how to get out of that for a long time, and they're just sick of telling, like, they won't speak to you directly, you know, you have to decipher the puzzles and the messages in which they send to you, but you're not seeing it. Now, also, this could be love. There could be a king of water in your view, and they're trying to show you, and maybe they don't meet the expectations that you think that they should fulfill in order to be a possible companion for you. And you think you're lonely, you think you're unattractive, you think you're not smart enough, you think you don't have a body enough, you don't make enough money. There's something that you're just, you've allowed to kind of fester. And they're like, no, this person doesn't care. You need to go out there and do something. Now, the 6 of Earth, I see stability out of it. For some reason right now, I'm just getting balance. Real balance. And I think it's about having balance in different sectors of your life too. Like not just here, not just like not just in you, not just behind you, not just above you type thing. I feel like it's not just personal balance. It'll lead to a structural life balance. Um, this buck here with these antlers, you know, it's straight kind of out of all those. I'm trying to get this to not. There we go. Hopefully that works. Mythical, you know. I mean, this buck seems very mythical. Just a second. So something that you didn't think possible, something that was hidden, like obviously this high priestess and the 6 of Pentacles. Now, also you could be being offered an opportunity by a King of Water type person. Like I said, this energy around this time, if you aren't the one to take leadership yourself, you are one of those that offers compassion towards or admiration towards someone who is in a leadership position. Like if you feel that being a leader is just too burdensome for you right now, this could definitely be more Sagittarius, then you are this fish in this instance. You just want to offer your admiration towards it and appreciation. But in essence, I mean, I feel like real stability right now in your life. Like this 9 of fire is not a bad thing in a sense. This burden that you're carrying is not, you know, too overwhelming. Like you have obviously it's the 9 of fire is about overcoming the obstacle. You know, it's not about continuing to carry it. So it's about knowing your skills and your craft and your perseverance in order to overcome something. Now you may not have, and also for others of you, again, this is general reading. This is not a one-to-one. So I want to remind people there are going to be various different messages that come out. So if I kind of scatter through the different messages, just keep what resonates with you and leave behind what doesn't, because there's always extra stuff coming through for different people. Now, you may not have been telling anyone else about this kind of situation that you felt that you had to deal with on a personal level. And the person, and then someone may have helped you through it without them even knowing they were helping you through it, because they didn't know what you were going through. But this small kind of act of compassion at some point in time really helped you see clarity in some way, and it created a stable outcome. It created a opportunity for learning and grounding. And again, full moons are that midpoint in the moon cycle. So you start your new moon with manifestation, and now the full moon is all about assessing what is working regarding that manifestation, what needs to change. So this really is perfect for that cycle. Now, this priestess means that there have been signs. We will see as far as, because the motivation card, see if there's any information as to what signs are possibly attached to that. Now, some of it, you could be seeing the number 2, since the high priestess is the number 2. I also see the moon on here. There is a druid symbol of a sacred geometry of triangles. But we'll see if there's any other symbols, but that somebody has been definitely, regardless, a spirit guide, an angel. And this doesn't even have to come through random acts of, you know, kind of coincidence. It may be somebody around you that they are speaking through that will say something and you're like, oh, okay, somehow that relates to me. I don't know why, but it does. It just feels like it does. So again, with the moon, always go with your intuition on certain things, because my readings are about the moon. So I see here some of you have you've all kind of gone through a little personal battle of some sort in which you didn't tell people about, and there were people guiding you through this process in a very subtle and not aggressive but very supportive way. You may have been guided by a king of water, you may have been offering compassion to a king of water, or some of you might be beginning a relationship with a king of water type person. But what I'm seeing is just creating real comfort and stability, serenity in a sense. I'm getting the word serenity in this context. So I am going to get a card of inspiration uh, for you, for all fire signs. And I will read from the book specifically and offer the meditation if there is one. Or, all right. Spirits, guides, guardians, what kind of inspiration can you provide our fire signs regarding this current moon? It is a powerful leadership moon, but is also your time to assess what is going on around you and in your life. Now, this doesn't have to be big alterations. Like, obviously, there's not a whole lot of major arcanas in there. It's just knowing what you need to do and maybe not sharing that idea with other people because you don't want to bother them, include them, it doesn't concern them, or it's not something that they need to know about. Come on, Spirit, you've got to have something inspirational to say to our fire signs. That's going to be way too many. I'm going to try and refresh this deck, see if that helps. Spirit, can you offer any free inspiration for our fire signs for this queen moon? What do they need to hear for their highest good? What kind of inspiration do they need to be aware of? All right, thank you, finally, very much. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. Okay, so this is the second time priestess in some essence with the high priestess is coming up. So there is definitely either a physical someone in your life in which the spirits are speaking through, or there is your guides are offering you advice. Now this may be they may be like the group that if it is physical people, the group they may be speaking through could be like a group of friends, like something you do in a communal factor, whether you are in a dance workshop, whether you play volleyball, whether you're on a rowing team. I'm not, whether it's part of your meditation or yoga group, I'm not sure, but there's some kind of, sisterhood going on. So I am going to read from this. Sorry. Okay. The Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestesses and mystics who devoted their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth. A cross-section of ancient lineages. It is the path of devotion and beauty. Walking the path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and the sacred geometry of all life. You are being called to notice the beauty around you, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You are being called to spend more time in nature, as all the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is constantly whispering. Spend time admiring her creations, and you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You are being called to take a little bit more time to notice both the beauty that exists all around you and contribute to the beauty of the world in your own way too. This could be through your own creations or in the little things like how you dress, to picking flowers for your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little more, and shift in vibrations can be felt. So the action word in this, something I would say that when you set time, when you set a little time for yourself each day, just remind yourself that this, I'm going to read it now. Surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. Surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. Surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. And I think this is really fitting considering this moon. Like I said, it's a very inspirational moon. And one of the forms of inspiration can be creating beauty wherever you go. And it doesn't have to be like, I know it's in some essence it talks about, roses being a form of beauty, but there's all different forms of beauty. You can pick up some trash that isn't yours and clean the space. When you do it with intention of creating, a more serene community, because what you're doing is you're caring for your community, and that could come back to the community caring about you. And if somebody sees you doing it, they may be inspired themselves to do that as well, that they want to participate. Like it says, and especially if you just like smile at people across the street, that could be a form of beauty. Like when you're walking around, I think this is, I just think that the inspiration is very fitting for this moon, especially for all you fire signs out there. And some of them is all about, the extrovert version of the energy, and you putting that forward in this kind of context is really great. Again, definitely the way that you wear, the way you carry yourself, all things like that. So just a little inspiration is, don't forget that you are beauty and you can propagate beauty around you, and surround yourself with those. And getting out in nature also, that high priestess, like really like the signs, and the 6 of earth. Like I was just getting, that buck there is just so angelic in its own presence. Like if you come across a deer wherever you are, if you're out walking, just consider it a sign that you're on the right path. All right. Or a buck, a deer, or, a doe or a buck, whichever or. All right, thank you very much. That is going to be the general reading portion of this series. If you enjoyed it, like, share, and subscribe. The rest of you, you can click the link down below for each individual sign, so you don't have to watch all of them. And I will see you there. Love and light. All right, Aries, of course we do you first. You are our first New Year sign. Now, I love this for you, Aries. I mean, all this energy, we're going to keep that in the background, knowing that is like what's surrounding our fire sign. I mean, justice, patience, a little Libra, a little Sagittarius. I mean, this is gorgeous. There's something that, and Page of Earth, look at that. I just love those. I mean, how innocent this individual looks, but how powerful they actually are, and the ability to create, Let's see if I can. Patience. So this is the fact that we've got 2 major arcanas here is definitely that this is going to be an influential moon cycle for you, that this is an opportunity for you to assess what is working and what is not working. And there's a justice kind of situation that is playing out at this time, is that whatever is meant for you is not going to pass you by in this context, and you are worthy of whatever it is that is coming towards you. Now, it also may have been that you have been very patient about this situation, or you have been very, I guess, introvert for some reason is what I'm getting. You've been introverted about participating in this, or believing that you deserved it, or believing that it could actually happen for you. And with the Page of Earth, I feel it is something that you might have started and gathered with a group of people. It's something that maybe was community-based or team-based, companions, investors, like-minded, you know, Dungeons and Dragons type crew. Now, I'm not seeing that it was something that you were driven to do because you were passionate. Like, it's not like one of those things like you're like, always wanted to do this. This is what I'm going to do. This is something a little bit more practical in your life that is happening. I mean, it could be, you know, you're purchasing a home. I'm not sure like why I just got that. I feel the grounding energy, and there's nothing like grounding more than, you know, earth. And it, maybe you've just been buying your time on a bid or a certain purchase of some sort, and now is the time. And obviously, in order to do that, you need to talk to lenders, you need to have a brokerage, you need to possibly eventually contact contractors if things need to get done. So it is a huge team endeavor to participate in the purchase of something like that. But you are deserving of it. It is specifically meant for you. Now, some of you, specifically, anytime that the Justice card comes through, we always need to mention the fact that you may have a contract or a legal argument pending in the courts, or you may be, you know, there's a new contract at work that you are negotiating with your employers in order to get a better deal. Or you are a business owner and you are, you know, talking to a supplier regarding the contract. And again, these are all team kind of endeavors. Like you need a lawyer, you need obviously one side and the other side. There's in some cases HR is involved, like things like that, you know. I mean, it's a group process, and it could be an entire institution, and you've been very patient with this situation, but you're accepting no less than what you deserve, and it will come through. And in some cases, the money may not be what you expected it to be, but it is, you know, a solid offer. It is not the highest of solid offers, but it is a solid offer, and it does create stability, and it does create a foundation to build upon. Now, as far as like when I was getting the High Priestess possibly offering you signs, now you might be seeing 1111. I mean, the fact that this patient has, you know, a clock in her breast, I find very, very interesting all the time. I think it's like the heart can wait, you know, like focusing on something else. You put something else on the back burner while you focused on this thing, which is where some of this burden was probably coming from. And this person also was very patient with you. I feel this King of Water energy very much in that instance. So you may had to feel like you were putting people out, like there were people that were important to you in your life that you didn't get to attend to their needs the way that you should have been able to, because you were focused on making sure that you were providing for them in a different context. And they have been patient. And I feel like when this is all like the same, when it all worked out, it's going to be very grounding. There's going to be a solidity to it. It's going to be, you know, a form of conclusion. And since this moon is the time to adjust and track, you know, just make sure, look at those contracts, make sure all the commas are in the right place, so they're not trying to, you know, delay any kind of sentence, you know, whatever it is you're asking for, a comma can delay it or whatnot. And I think once you're done, you may take a vacation someplace in the woods. I think both of you will want to go on a hike. You probably have an animal that you want to bring with you, I'm feeling. So there is that context. Now, the other one where I saw the love offering, which is not a lot of you. I don't feel a whole lot of love in this. Not, I mean, I don't want to say it that way. This is definitely not a love reading. But for the person with this, the King of Water, you've been waiting for this person for a while. You deserve this person, and you most likely met them at work. All right. All I know is this is a big change. This is a monument. This is a very important apex type change for you. This, you know, this shift, this hill to go over in your life as we go through cycles and waves. This is really coming up over one of those. All right. Now I am going to get your advice card here. This may also be a timing card. We are never to know. Huh? Aries. I'm going to shuffle it a little. Oh, nope, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to shuffle 4 times. I'm feeling 4 times. Three there. One more. Thank you very much. For Aries' highest good, what advice are we going to offer them for this full moon in Leo? Again, you are very inspired. I think it's the leadership. You know, the fact that this moon and this leadership is going to get you through this time. Like, it just is giving you that push to get over that last stepping stone. You know, that last step. All right. This one. So we have Aries. We have the new moon in Aries. Go for it. So whatever, again, that inspiration, that leadership opportunity, go with it. This feeling to passionately drive. Because I think by making, like, there will be people, like the energy that you bring towards this decision and you bring towards this moment in your life is going to inspire people to believe in you and say, okay, yes, you know, you do deserve this. It is about time. We want to give it to you. Not just that we will give it to you, we want you to have this. And I think that's really important. So if you've been putting off a discussion, or, you know, if you've been thinking about acquiescing to a lower standard of a contract or anything like that, like I said, go for what you really want. Put it down on the table, you know, and there could be a high likelihood that you actually get what you want. Or at least the spirit, you know, the spirit is with you on that. Now I am going to read again from it because it may have an extra message or meditation to go with it. So real quick. Okay. It does have a manifestation affirmation. So first off, I will read the card completely. This card heralds good news. Opportunities abound and the outlook is positive. Go through the doors that are opening up to you. There's every reason to believe you'll create what you want, even if you feel a long way from your goal. Keep going and be courageous. Chase your dreams with childlike enthusiasm and expect your desires to be satisfied. Don't sit around making plans. Do take action. This is crucial. Chase your goal. Believe in divine timing. In love, make the first move if you dare. Financially, be proactive. And your manifestation affirmation. Now, I like to ask that you, because I just read that with so much energy and force, that I ask you to take a deep couple breaths before I say this, and then I'm going to have you repeat it with me 3 times. So, 1 breath. Now do it on your own. Relax and close your eyes for the last breath. And then repeat with me. I am on the right track. Soon I will ... You fill that in. I am on the right track. Soon I will. I am on the right track. Soon I will. All right, thank you very much, Aries, for joining us today. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I do appreciate all the support. And don't forget to check out the short breathing meditation at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, Leo Moons, thank you for returning to me, us. Wow, I just noticed that you also got 2 major arcanas, and you definitely have more of a love messages, but I feel like this might actually just be not someone. It's more like a something or some time, like an event, a happening in your life that you've been manifesting, that you've wanted. So what we have here, we're going to have the Ace of Cups, the Empress, and the World. So yeah, I definitely feel like there's something that you have been gestating, something that you were impregnated by, that you've been wanting to grow. Now, you have been trying to possibly definitely force this like a burden. You've been probably trying to force it, and maybe spirit has been telling you to slow down, and that earth energy would reinforce that kind of slower energy, like maybe you didn't need to as much. It's probably been going on for the last 6 months. I'm getting timing now for you. And what this world is telling you is you have to succumb to the cycles of the world, just like the cycles of the moon, just like the cycles of life, and the way that the planets revolve around the sun. These are all set cycles and time periods. Now, we think sometimes we are ready for this opportunity when we start thinking about it, but there has to be more to any situation than just thinking about it. Action is involved, organization is involved, circumstance is involved, luck and timing are all involved in that situation. Now, this is your heart's desire, is what I'm getting from. Whatever this is literally your heart's desire. And I do not feel that it is a someone. I believe it is either a somehow or something, the way that you want to live your life, how you live your life, or something that you want for yourself, that you see yourself imbuing in the future, and having two major arcanas, literally out of 3 cards. This is another, just like Aries here. And I feel it, this is that you've been working on this thing. Like I said, this is probably for you, has been going on for the last 6 months. I mean, it actually, with the earth sign, it could be 6 years. Like you've been going, and maybe you've been stuck at the same job and you've been trying to get out of it. You've been trying to learn a new skill because you have kids maybe, and you've had to take care of them. Or, you were the only sole breadwinner because somebody wasn't earning as much money in your family. You had to accommodate that. Or you've been going to school for the last 6 years to try and get this done. There has been something that you have absolutely, it is your heart's desire. You want it. And now is the opportunity for you to take it. And again, this is that Queen's energy. So you do not have to do this alone at this time. You will inspire people to help you, to see you, to guide you. Like if you are looking for financing from some company in order to get this done, they will see you as a opportunity and a successful opportunity to invest in. Okay? You have a really good idea. You have a really good belief. You have a really good not charisma, charm. It's offering. Your offering is definitely of value, and it's supported more. Like its value is so high because they can see your value for loving it that much better. And now is the time. There is an action that needs to be taken at this time. That queen, this queen's moon is all about knowing that you're deserving. Like the queen doesn't ask people if she deserves things. She takes what she wants because she deserves it. She is the queen. Now, it doesn't mean she doesn't give anything in return. That's why more people are willing to continue to offer her those things. Because whatever it is that they offer her, they get rewards back from. And that's what this could absolutely be for you. I see a lot of reward happening here. I see following your heart's desire. Now, the number 3 may also be very significant for you. The 3 is here, obviously, on this one. And then you add 2 and 1 together, and that's 3. Now, we also have 3 planets here. And now, it's very interesting. Like, I feel like telling this story because, like, I look at these, and there's always evolutions of what I thought. Like, I thought maybe they were, the same planet in 3 different universes. But now I saw it as the evolution of just one planet over time, how it started as one continent, and then it broke up after time because there was a cataclysmic event that caused a rupture in something. And then we'll see what happens, at the end of a life cycle. But this has the potential, obviously, to grow. This is a stage situation and a circumstance. And again, the power of 3. So there are 3 cycles. So this is a very new opportunity that will make you happy doing one, because you love it so much. And you have the opportunity to grow it. Like, there are going to be different stages of it. There's going to be 3 different manifestations possibly of it. You're going to be able to, adapt with the situations of whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, it could be more than a business. This could, like I said, education came up earlier, but it's something that your heart's desire. Now, a lot of it I am leading to creating a foundation with, so some kind of home, being some kind of presence, some kind of foundation. All right. Okay, Leo moon. This is very good energy. And if there's anyone that can get it done, it's definitely you, Leo. I mean, you do not take no for an answer. And when you're in your high vibrational state, you inspire people. Absolutely. Okay. So what is your advice card at this time? Thank you very much, Spirit. Where is that? Right here. Okay, so we have, it's a Virgo card, I believe. We have the last quarter moon in Virgo. Attend to the details. Oh, this is perfect. So whatever it is that you're trying, to grow, make sure, I mean, the success is there, and this is the advice card, because you've worked so long and so hard on this, whatever this is, and it's going to create a great foundation for you. It has been a burden. It's been a long time. You know what you have to do. Now it's time to make sure to attend to those details. You need to know everything. You need to be in the know of everything. You need to make sure you are aware of everything, right? You need to look at it through the high priestess eyes, like scrutinize everything, because this is you don't want to have a lost opportunity, right? So I am going to read out of the book, of course, because it probably has a manifestation with it. We'll see. Okay. My pages just got stuck together. So when you're dealing with whatever contract, some of the pages might stick together. So you really make sure to, to like really make sure that they're separated, right? I'm just getting that extra message for someone. Okay. I'm going to read this now. It would be lovely to think that manifesting means just snapping your fingers and magically making everything better. However, there's more to it than that. Past worries means comments, self-doubt, and fears need to be dealt with before you can start to feel good. A tedious task may need to be taken care of before you can move forward and make the magic happen. Worry slows down your ability to make magic, so attend to the details, then you can have fun. All right? Take things slow. Make sure you're doing what's necessary. And you can ask for, like I said, this is that queen. People will offer you help. If you ask for help, there are other people who are not in that leadership quality that will, offer you condolences, support, sympathy, anything like that. So call on your sisterhood. If you have, someone who loves going through papers with red pen, like I had to correct this because of the bad grammar. If you know someone like that will help in this situation. They can help you and assist you with that. Another random message just for this. Okay, so now I want you to calm down a little. I'm going to read you the manifestation affirmation, and you're going to take 3 deep breaths, and on the last breath you're going to close your eyes and relax. I'm going to read it and you're going to repeat it with me, right? Okay, so first let's breathe in and out. Real deep, real slow. Now close your eyes. Breathe out. I am guided and protected by the divine. I am guided and protected by the divine. I am guided and protected by the divine. And just one last message, Leos. Again, I said these divine energy, they could come as corporal entities or non-corporal. All right. So don't forget that it could be actual friends and group and communities, but you are protected and guided. All right. This looks beautiful, Leo. Very strong. I love this. I'm loving when the energy all works itself out. I'm still amazed every time that just it just comes out so poetically. All right. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I do appreciate all the support. And don't forget, there is a short meditation at the end of this video. To just fast forward, love and light. All right. Thank you very much, Sagittarius, for returning. So we got 4 cards for you. We have the Tower. We have the 6 of air. Nice. Somebody's going somewhere. Somebody's in the passenger seat. The Hierophant. Oh, and my goodness, King of Air. So, I mean, this is just so fitting. I have to say, because of a different reason, like, you know, I mentioned earlier that we only had 1 major arcana here, so maybe it wasn't a big influential type move, but it is. Like, each one of you out of, I mean, obviously you have 4 cards here, yes, so it's a little 1 card statistical difference. Everyone else had 3 cards, and each one of you had 2 major arcanas, which means that this is a real kind of over the hump type situation. It is either coming out of a hump and you're going on your way up, and which that could be for you guys, because I'm seeing this 6 and this Tower. But either way, this is a real dividedly guided point in your life where you're going to utilize, as a fire sign, this fire queen moon to really take control and control of the situation. And this is not in a bad sense. You're not being controlling. You are being, you know, the confidence, you have the composure, you are embodying that full divine energy that you deserve these things. So, I mean, just before we move on, I do have to mention that because you have 2 major arcana. So, you know, there's different lulls in life and cycles. We all are subjected to the cycles, just like the moon, and this is a cycle. The Tower and the Hierophant. So, Tower, obviously something is being shaken up. Something is happening where your crown chakra is actually, or is either being enlightened in some aspect or another. And because I get enlightenment out of that, I'm saying that because the Hierophant. I just German or English. It's Hierophant, I would say in German. I think it's Hierophant in English. But, you know, I mean, it looks like she's literally calling on the divine guidance, you know, to change a situation for her, to guide her, to give her the knowledge or the means necessary. And by means, you know, all these tools and stuff like that to overcome a situation. Now, I feel like, you know, you did overcome it into a certain context. You've been working hard on, you know, building that security, building that balance, that structure, that foundation. Again, this could have been going on. Nope, I'm not going to say that because that's not your message. Nope, I'm not repeating that. Thank you for stopping me, Spirit. Not your message. Okay. Now, I'm going to put these 2 together because it is just such. Now, the Tower, again, I'm feeling real crown chakra energy. I just feel like an explosion. So either you are all of a sudden just, oh my God, I get it. Or, oh my gosh, I feel it. Or, you know what, I'm actually good at this and that's what I should do. Or something is no longer good for you and you know that. It is just a real enlightenment. I'm getting real enlightenment out of it. Now, this is going to lead you in a new direction. This is going to guide you in a new direction. I feel like you are in the passenger seat now as this moves forward. This situation is either happened or is happening. And it's happening now because you need the strength of this Queen Mother Moon to get through it. Now, again, the moon is all about your 4th house, your family, your foundation. So where you seek stability, right? And that's what is happening. This is being shook up right now. Your sense of foundation, your sense of family, and it is leading you in a new direction. Like some of you may feel, may come from a community of people that believe that family is only by blood, or you have a hierarchy in a family, or you owe the family in context, and you may be realizing that your family wants you to support them, but they don't support you. And you've had enough of it. And it is taking you someplace else. And I see you becoming a lot more of this king of air energy. Now, Sagittarius, since this is Sagittarius, did I mention? Thank you, Sagittarius, for returning to me. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. You going on a journey of self-discovery is not a surprise. That is literally, you're always on the hunt for some new horizon. And you're not afraid to take those chances. And I see, even though you are Sagittarius, which is so fire energy, and as I mentioned earlier, like the different king elements and the way that it embodies, still very connected to nature, still very connected to soul, and still very connected to sight, but has an ability to designate what is necessary to linger upon and what is not necessary to linger upon. Now, I don't feel like there's any animosity going on in this situation where you are shaking up your foundation. You are simply just accepting a new version of understanding and reality, and it is leading you to a much calmer, serene state of mind. And as the mind goes, so goes the body. And that's what I'm getting from you in this. So there may be your mind, your understanding is taking you or leading you because you are being guided. Like I said, you are not in the driver's seat at this point in time. You are in the passenger seat. Something is happening for your benefit. Now, does that mean you're leaving your family behind? No. For those of you that it has to be with a family. This could be also a work situation, so an institution in which you've committed yourself to, that you basically might have even helped build from the ground up, like a team or something like that at an institution, and you're like, no, this is not how I envisioned this happening, and you're not adapting. We need to adapt. Change needs to happen, so I'm going to go a different direction. Now, with these cards here, I think some balancing out. Like I said, this King of Water is a nice balance. Like, you don't need to forget that you cared about these people, and you still care about these people in that essence, that you have a love for it or the people or the community as a large whole. That embodying that King of Air energy is not relinquishing that King of Water energy, right? Okay, for others of you, you may just be going back to school to study. You don't know what university you want to go to or anything like that, or certificate, but you just know that something's missing. Something is missing, and you need to fill it. And you're going to fill it with knowledge. Some of you may literally be moving. And you may be moving within the next 5 months or 5 weeks. But I'm luck. It's the luck of the draw, I don't want to say luck. It's the opposite of the luck of the Irish. Like, it's a very lucky circumstance and situation that is leading you to this. It's a very lucky time for this situation to have happened. This could also be someone that you work for is this Hierophant, a know-it-all, a scholar, a icon of some sort, and you're being fired from a job which is forcing you to go a different direction. But there is somebody out there to offer you a position. It's most likely this King of Air. There will be somebody to support you. You may be going to work for an educational institution, or you may have worked for an educational institution, and you found that there's something maybe in the private sector that more suits you than this community. But what like I say, you're either literally moving, which, you know, or you could be both, but you're on a journey, and this journey is meant to happen. You will grow from this journey. All right. I am going to get your advice card regarding these messages. Beautiful messages, Sagittarius. Just, I think all of them are really good. Oh, nope, it's right there. All right. You have the new moon in Pisces. So Pisces, definitely king of water energy. What does it say? Attune to the divine. Again, the moon is all about intuition. And like I said, you know, you are being guided. You are no longer in the driver's seat. You are in the passenger seat. So just attune into that frequency and let it guide you, right? The Hierophant is also knowledgeable, very highly knowledgeable, knows its craft, knows its skills. So about knowing. Now, the thing about the Hierophant is sometimes it focuses too much on the physical aspect of knowing instead of the spiritual aspect of knowing and the deeper divine aspect of knowing. Not saying that it's not a spiritual or divine entity. The High Priestess is just a lot more in tuned to that than the Hierophant. And the Hermit, you know, it's just like you spent your time in seclusion getting to know something, and then you've got your Hierophant that is the embodiment of that knowledge, that light. So I am going to read. Water is definitely very cleansing for you. I think it's a very important thing. Attune to the divine. You may move towards where there's a larger body of water. You may have to travel over water to move to where you are at. I'm getting that random message. So new moon in Pisces. Let's see what we have for you. Okay, you have the opportunity to slip into the flow of life now. When that happens, you want what is happening, and what is happening is what you want. Your manifesting is working perfectly. Just make sure that you stay attuned to your higher self, and you'll be well on your way to feeling blissfully happy and in tune with your dreams. Meditation is the best way to connect with your higher self. So practice it if you know how, or try learning from an online instructional video. Again, this Hierophant, learning something. You may be on a path to learning something. Meditation might be it for some of you, or just incorporating that into your daily habits. Above all else, be kind to yourself and others. All right. Now I'm going to read you the manifestation affirmation. But first, I want you to slow down. Now that we've had this discussion and I've offered you this guidance, take a couple deep breaths. We're going to have 3 deep breaths. In and out. And on the 3rd breath, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And when I begin reading the affirmation, I want you to repeat it with me. Close your eyes. All right. My conscious dreams create my reality. My conscious dreams create my reality. My conscious dreams create my reality. All right, thank you very much, Sagittarius, for joining me. This looks good. This definitely looks like a shakeup, something that maybe you didn't humor to participate in before is now actually guiding you towards the next stage in your life. Like I said, you, I feel, are in the slope section. Like this is you're on your way up someplace to a new start, new cycle. Like this is the beginning, you know. All right. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I do appreciate all the support. And right after this is just a short meditation to help bring you down and close off your energy sector. Love and light. Now take a deep breath into pure, clear, purifying energy. Pure white light. Just calm yourself and focus in on the sounds.